Instant analysis, our cavalcade of stars. Former Marlins president David Sampson, former Mets manager Bobby Valentine. You are a cavalcade. We are a cavalcade, and you are a star. And this is what's happening here because the biggest star in baseball goes out of this game, gets injured. The left shoulder, you could be heard on the broadcast saying, "I popped my shoulder out." This is major, David. If he cannot go rest of way, how does this impact the Dodgers?
Well, the Dodgers right now, according to history, have an 80% chance of winning this World Series, being up 2-0. With Ohtani out of the lineup, it obviously shortens what the Dodgers have. But make no mistake, the Dodgers are deep enough to withstand an Ohtani injury to win 2 out of the next 5 games. That's really what they have to do, and that is it. I do not believe that if he popped his shoulder out, which it appears he did, that the likelihood of him coming back and being effective, I think, is de minimis. Therefore, the Dodgers take tomorrow, they figure out whether they're going to replace him on the roster, and then figure out putting Betts back at leadoff. Everybody moves up in the lineup. But at the end of the day, when you get pitching like Yamamoto did today, you're going to win the World Series.
You know, David, that's amazing because I was around this guy working with the Angels for a few years. I think he's going to be in the lineup. I think the only question is going to be whether or not he flies with the team now. If he has the swelling, he might stay back. But he recovers quicker than anybody I've ever seen, and he's more determined than anyone I see. It's his left shoulder. He swings left-handed. I think he's going to be fine, and he'll be in the lineup. Just a hunch.
You've popped your shoulder out before. What is that like? What is that like, and what's the timeline? Are you talking about, a game, 2 games? What are we talking here?
If you get it back in quickly, before it spasms, it might be a little loose, but it'll just be a little sore, and he has a day or 2 days to recover. If he popped it out, and as he was walking out, it wasn't back in yet, that spasming, is that a word? That, with the shoulder being spasmed, it would then take a little longer to recover from the injury. As I remember, I did it many times. I played the same innings sometimes after it popped out.
But when he walked back to the dugout, it clearly was not back in.
Yeah, it looked.
So he was not moving his shoulder.
Yeah, you're right.
Therefore, it's not going to be put back in until the trainer does it. They don't want him doing it himself. And the concern is, what does that mean in terms of how long do you hold him out? Keep in mind, they need and want to win the World Series, but they're in year 1 of a 10-year contract, and they want him to come back next year, pitching and hitting. But of course, we talk about the reason why Ohtani does things that no one's ever done.
He's different.
It's hard to do what he does, stealing 59 bases. And we have to talk about, why is he even stealing up 4-1? I was upset before, and we talked about it upstairs. But again, you can't plan for an injury like that.
What if I told you doing too much was too much?
No such thing. You're just talking to the wrong guy.
But this is basically like in a football game. Quarterback, the game is in hand, and I know it was only a 4-1 lead at the time. My point is you're taking that quarterback out, taking him out for the 4th quarter. Why not the same there for Ohtani? Get a pinch runner, get him out of the game. You got a 3-run lead. No? You don't trust your team enough?
No, I'm not doing that, but I don't need to move him. I don't need to have him steal second in that case. If you're down a run, Bobby, I'm 100% in. If you're up a run, I'm 100% in. With a 3-run lead, I just don't think in the 7th inning, with the way that game was going, of course there was drama in the 9th inning. But that said, it's hard to be Ohtani and to be that great at every facet of the game. And it's what you worry about as a team president or a manager. You worry about injuries every single game.
Bobby, is that his call to run there?
Yeah.
Or does Dave say you can go ahead and go anytime? I'm fine with it.
I doubt that they ever give him a stop sign, that he could go on his own whenever he gets a jump. And, he's done that same slide. He's one of the few guys who slides feet first all the time. His speed is a little slower than it was earlier in the season, or according to my eyes. And he looked like he got on the side a little more than he usually does on that slide, which made that arm pop that shoulder out. I think he's, but I think he's going to be fine. Just call it a hunch.
So he barely got caught stealing during the regular season. Now
59 bags.
This was his 2nd caught stealing of the postseason that I can recall off the top of my head. And even Ohtani, Superman, is going to get tired at this time of the year. Everybody's exhausted at this time of the year, and you have to keep that in mind. In terms of the green light, there were players, not many of them, some players have the permanent green light, and there's no sign of anything. When you're ready to go, you go.
Well, I had Ricky Henderson a while, and I said, Ricky, how are you with signs? He said, Ricky don't do signs. wins.
Yeah, he was always
So
in the third
he
person.
went anytime he wanted.
Ricky was always in the third person. Again, Ohtani was heard saying on the broadcast, I popped my shoulder out, left with a left shoulder injury, trying to steal second base in the 7th inning. Another star in this game, Yoshi Yamamoto, Bobby. 6 1/3, 1 run on the 1 hit, the solo homer to Juan Soto. What did you see out of Yamamoto here in Game 2?
Perfection. I saw him. He never threw a pitch down the middle. His fastball was up and down and on the corners and all around that frame. His breaking ball was his pitch to go for his go-to pitch for strikes, and then he incorporated the split at the end. Became an unhittable mix.
So in the beginning, he was not going to a splitter at all. And what we were saying is that when you can bring that in, when you're commanding the fastball, you're getting swings and misses on the breaking ball, then you start with the splitter, and he started getting outs on the splitter, which gave him a longer outing. And having Yamamoto go 6+, which Bobby Valentine predicted before the game
He did.
on CBS Sports HQ, that Yamamoto would see the 7th inning, which he did. And that changes the way Dave Roberts can use his bullpen right to the leverage guys. And even when they flex a little bit at the end, like Trinan did, you still have Vezzi, who they didn't have to use because of Yamamoto's length. And so he's then available to get the last out of the game.
Exactly. He might have been used for that 6th inning had Yamamoto not been able to go out there, and that changes the entire complexion. But remember, this guy's a star pitcher, and we haven't seen enough of him. He was injured this year, but he's an upper echelon pitcher. You saw it tonight.
Struck out Aaron Judge twice, once on the slider, once on the splitter. Aaron Judge 1 for 9 with 6 strikeouts so far in this World Series. Are you kidding me?
So one of the things that you have to know is when you score early, the Dodgers had 4 runs by the 3rd inning. You normally need to add on to win a game, and the Dodgers didn't add on anything, which shows you how great their pitching was to hold this Yankee team 1 hit through 8, and they obviously added some drama and scored a run in the 9th inning. But Aaron Judge, I still like his presence in the lineup. They're not going to drop him down. They're not going to bench him. But for the Yankees to win, what they have to do is 4 out of 5. I don't see a path to winning 4 out of 5 without Aaron Judge making a bigger impact other than just his presence.
What do you see is going wrong for Judge? Because you showed us in the green room his swing path, and the ball's not there.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of hitter he is, that there is a zone that his swing connects with. When he connects, it's spectacular. But in these situations, as we see pitch after pitch, they're just going away from this zone here, going outside, coming up, coming in, and staying out of the danger zone. And he's not a very good hitter when the ball's out of the danger zone. And right now he's a terrible hitter. You want to move him down in the lineup? I think something should be done. He needs to have a little stern talking to. Maybe Derek Jeter will sit next to him on the plane ride home and tell him what he needs to hear.
Derek Jeter's not on the team plane.
That's right, he's not, damn it.
Well, it is the first time in his career with 3 strikeouts in back-to-back postseason games. They fly separately, Bobby.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, that's what it is.